Whether you agree with me or not, one of the biggest losses of the 1970s, well, Sal Mineo passed away in a case of a random murder. Now, that case has been talked about for years and years. Also, to talk about his confused sexuality. Some people have said in published reports he was homosexual, some said bisexual. But we're not here talking about his sexuality, we're talking about his impact on youth culture as a singer, as a performer, as a force of nature. He could do any type of part, and Sal Mineo was one of the youngest Academy Award nominees of all time. He was nominated for Rebel Without a Cause and Exodus, and he kind of just faded away. I think if he lived into the 1980s, he would have made a great comeback. But Sal Mineo, who we lost on February 12, 1976, was a rough day for us all. He was best known for his role as Plato in the drama film Rebel Without a Cause with James Dean and Natalie Wood, which earned him a nomination for the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor at age 17, making him then the fifth youngest nominee in the category. Other roles, including Crimes in the Streets, when he was nicknamed the Switchblade Kid, Giant, both 56, Exodus in 60, for which he won the Golden Globe and received a second Academy Award nomination, as well as The Longest Day in 62, John Ford's Final Western Cheyenne Autumn, and of course his early death in the box office hit Escape from the Planet of the Apes. Now, born in the Bronx, he was the son of coffin makers Josephine and Salvatore Mineo. He was of Sicilian descent. His father was born in Italy, and his mother, of Italian origin, was born in the States. Mineo's sister Serena, brothers Michael and Victor, were also actors. He attended the Quintano School for Young Professionals and was one of the few Italian-American actors of his era to keep his surname, saying he was proud of his heritage and identity. Handsome as the day is long, and again, a beautiful sight to see on the screen. Whether you were attracted to him as a woman or a man, he was a tremendous presence on the screen. Now, Mineo's mother eventually enrolled him in dancing and acting school at an early age. He had his first stage appearance in Tennessee Williams' play A Rose Tattoo in 1951. He also played the young prince opposite Yul Brynner in the stage musical version of The King and I, and Brynner took the opportunity to help Mineo better himself as an actor. Now, on May 8, 1954, he portrayed the page, lip-syncing to the voice of mezzo-soprano Carol Jones in the NBC Opera Theater's production of Richard Strauss's Salome, set to the Oscar Wilde play. Now, as a teenager, he also appeared on ABC's musical quiz program Jukebox Jury. He also made several TV appearances before making his screen debut in Joseph Pemney's film Six Bridges to Cross. He bet out Clint Eastwood for a role. Mineo also successfully auditioned for a part in A Private War on Major Benson as a cadet colonel opposite Charlton Heston. Now, here where it gets large. Mineo's breakthrough as an actor came in Rebel Without a Cause, in which he played Plato, a sensitive teenager smitten with main character Jim Stark, played by James Dean. Mineo's performance resulted in an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actor, and he became the fifth youngest nominee in the category. He was also had a recording career at the time. Mineo's biographer Paul Jeffers recounted that Mineo received thousands of letters from young female fans, was mobbed by them at public appearances, and further wrote, he dated the most beautiful women in Hollywood in New York City. In Giant, Mineo played Angel, a Mexican boy killed in World War II. Many of his subsequent roles were variations of his role in Rebel Without a Cause, and he was typecast as a troubled teen. In the Disney adventure Tonka, for example, Mineo starred as a young Sioux named White Bull, who traps and domesticates a clear-eyed, spirited wild horse named Tonka that becomes the famous Comanche, the lone survivor of Kessler's last stand. But in the late 50s, Mineo was a major celebrity. He was sometimes referred to again as the Switchblade Kid, a nickname he earned from his role as a criminal in the movie Crime in the Streets. Now, in 1957, Mineo made a brief foray into pop music by recording a handful of songs and an album. Two of his singles reached the top 40 in the States Billboard Hot 100 and charted higher in Canada. The more popular of the two, Start Moving My Direction, reached number 9 on Billboard. It sold over 1 million copies and was awarded a gold disc. He starred as drummer Gene Krupa, a very underrated movie, in the Green Krupa story, directed by Don Weitz with Susan Kohler, James Darren, and Susan Oliver. He also appeared as celebrity guest challenger on What's My Line on June 30, 1957. Now, Mineo made an effort to break his typecasting. In addition to his roles as an Indian Tonka and a Mexican boy in Giant, he played a Jewish Holocaust survivor in Exodus. For his work in the film, he won a Golden Globe and received his second Academy Award nomination for BSA. Now, by the early 60s, Mineo was becoming too old to play the type of role that made him famous, and rumors of his sexuality led to his being considered inappropriate for leading roles. For example, he tried out for Lawrence Arabia, but was not hired. He also appeared in The Longest Day, in which he played a private killed early on by a German after landing in Sainte-Marie-Église. Mineo was baffled by his sudden loss of popularity, later saying, "1 minute it seemed I had more movie offers could handle, the next no one wanted me." Mineo was also the model for Harold Stevenson's painting The New Adam. Now in the Guggenheim, the painting is considered one of the great American nudes. He was also in the Patty Duke show right after. Now, from then the roles were kind of strange. He played a stalker who killed Teddy Bear. He was typecast as a deranged criminal, but he played Uriah in The Greatest Story Ever Told. He also guest starred in Combat, and also did some appearances on the show as well, co-starring Fernando Lamas. Now, in 1969, he returned to stage to direct an LA production of the gay-themed play Fortune of Men's Eyes in 1967, featuring Don Johnson as Smitty and Mineo as Rocky. The production received positive reviews, although his expanded prison rape scene was criticized as excessive and gratuitous. Mineo's last role in the motion picture was in Escape from Planet of the Apes, where he played the Milo who was murdered early on by an ape. Now, in December 1972, he stage directed the Jean Callot Manali short opera The Medium Detroit. In 1975, he also appeared as Rahman Habib, the assistant to the murderous consular head, portrayed by Hector Lozadano of a Middle Eastern country in the Colombo episode Case of Immunity. One of his last roles was a guest spot on SWAT, which he portrayed a cult leader similar to Charles Manson. Now, in 1976, Mineo's career had begun to turn around while playing a role of bisexual burglar in a series of stage performances of the comedy pièce Sur Canada's Death in San Fran. He received substantial publicity from many positive reviews, and he moved in LA along with the play. Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, in February 1976, a robbery gone bad took us from him. But he had done an interview with CBC before this, I think, on the town style, and he said he was very happy at what he was doing. Now, funeral for Mineo was held at the Most Holy Trinity Church in Mamaroneck on February 7, 1976. That was attended by 250 of his family and friends. He was buried at the Gate of Heaven Cemetery in Hawthorne, New York. Now, of course, first role was Six Bridges to Cross, Rebel Without a Cause, Somebody Out There Likes Me, very good, underrated performance, Giant, Rock Pretty Baby, Young Don't Cry, Tonka, June Krupa, Exodus, The Longest Day, Stranger on the Run, Krakatoa, East of Java, 80 Steps to Jonah, of course, Escape from Planet of the Apes. Last TV role after many dozens was he did two Harry O's, one Police Story, one Columbo, one Hawaii Five-O, two SWATs, another Police Story, Ellery Queen, and last appearance was Joe Forster. Now, awards and nominations: Best Supporting Actor for Rebel Without a Cause in 1956, Exodus in 1961, one Best Supporting at the Globes in 1961, Primetime Emmy Awards, Best Single Performance by an Actor 1957 for Studio One, and Laurel Awards, Top Male Supporting Performance. He won that for Exodus. So if you have a chance, Exodus is available on streaming services in Canada. My dad always said Sal Mineo could do anything he wanted to do. He could do music. I think basically because you look at a movie like The Godfather, Godfather 1 and 2 would have been perfect for him, but Sal Mineo just wrong place, wrong time. Just like Tab Hunter, Tab didn't fade as much. But having Tab Hunter and Sal Mineo in the same universe, in pretty well the same decade, and Anthony Perkins as well, it was interesting time for closeted gay actors playing straight or playing bisexual or ambiguous characters. And that's why during Pride Month, we should all give a great thank you to Sal Mineo and Tab Hunter and Perkins for having the courage to play characters that only they could play. Because Sal Mineo, if anything, was an artist. He was a tremendous actor, and I really respect him. My only regret that he didn't live into the 1980s. He would have been a great TV actor, and a very intelligent guy. So Sal Mineo, 5 stars. My dad always said, when Sal Mineo died, that's a bigger loss than Elvis. Elvis died in 1977. He said, Dad, Jeffrey, I think they're going to miss Elvis, but Sal Mineo, The unrealized potential. Elvis had Betty's potential, but Mineo had a lot of years to go. Anyway, the new Broadway would have been perfect. And you look at Ian McKellen, the success he's had as a gay actor on the stage and TV and movies. He owes a lot to Sal Mineo because he was the groundbreaker, as we say. And Rebel Without a Cause, my God, what a performance! He was shafted for Best Supporting Actor for that. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's the story of Sal Mineo as part of our Screenshots and Remote Control Canadian series. If you like what you're doing here, give us a like, comment, subscribe, or share.